नमस्ते बिटिया। हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। I am Dr. Bharat Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Pathology, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today's topic is liver cirrhosis. Cirrhosis of the liver is one of the 10 leading causes of death in the Western world. It represents the irreversible end stage of several diffuse diseases causing hepatocellular injury and is characterized by the following four features. First is it involves the entire liver. Second, the normal lobular architecture of hepatic parenchyma is disorganized. Third is there is formation of nodules separated from one another by irregular bands of fibrosis. Fourth, it occurs following hepatocellular necrosis of varying etiology so that there are alternate areas of necrosis and regenerative nodules. Pathogenesis. Irrespective of the etiology, cirrhosis involves a combination of few processes. First is fibrogenesis, second is regenerative nodule formation, and third is vascular reorganization. Now first we discuss about fibrogenesis. Continued destruction of hepatocytes causes collapse of normal lobular hepatic parenchyma, followed by fibrosis around necrotic liver cells. Fibrosis in the liver lobules may be portal centered or portal or both. The mechanism of fibrosis is by increased synthesis of type 1 and type 3 collagens. Besides collagen, two glycoproteins, fibronectin and laminin, are deposited in excessive amount in area of liver cell damage. Side stimulants for fibrosis are several growth factors, vasoactive factors, cytokines, lymphokines, and chemokines. Second is regenerative nodules. The surviving hepatocytes act as stimulants for growth and proliferation of more hepatocytes under influence of growth factor. This compensatory proliferation of hepatocyte is restricted within fibrous nodules, forming regenerative nodules. Now, third is vascular reorganization. Due to damaged hepatic parenchyma and formation of fibrous nodule, the new vessels formed in the fibrous septa are connected to the vessels in the portal triad, which, which have branches of hepatic artery and portal vein. And then the blood is drained into hepatic vein. This way, the blood bypasses the hepatic parenchyma. Classification. Morphologically, liver cirrhosis is classified into three types. First is micronodular cirrhosis. In micronodular cirrhosis, the nodules are usually regular and small and also less than 3 millimeter in diameter. Second is macronodular cirrhosis. In this type, the nodules are of variable size and are generally larger than 3 millimeter in diameter. Third is mixed cirrhosis. In mixed type, some part of the liver shows micronodular appearance while other part shows macronodular pattern. Second is etiological classification. Based on the etiologic agent for cirrhosis, various categories of cirrhosis are described below. First is alcoholic liver disease and cirrhosis, post-necrotic cirrhosis, biliary cirrhosis. Fourth is pigment cirrhosis in hemochromatosis. Fifth is cirrhosis in Wilson's disease. Sixth is cirrhosis in alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency. Seventh is cardiac cirrhosis. Eighth is Indian childhood cirrhosis. Ninth is cirrhosis in autoimmune hepatitis. 10th is cirrhosis in non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. Now, clinical manifestation and complications of cirrhosis. Clinical manifestations of cirrhosis is portal hypertension, progressive hepatic failure, development of hepatocellular carcinoma, chronic relapsing pancreatitis, steatorrhea, gallstone formations, infections, hematologic derangements, cardiovascular complications, musculoskeletal abnormalities, endocrine disorders, and hepatorenal syndrome. The ultimate cause of death are hepatic coma, massive gastrointestinal hemorrhage from esophageal varices, complication of portal hypertension, intercurrent infections, hepatorenal syndrome, and development of hepatocellular carcinoma. These are the ultimate causes of death in cases of liver cirrhosis. Alcoholic liver disease and cirrhosis. Alcoholic liver disease is the term used to describe the spectrum of liver injury associated with acute and chronic alcoholism. There are three sequential stages in alcoholic liver disease: alcoholic steatosis, which is fatty liver, and alcoholic hepatitis and alcoholic cirrhosis. Risk factor for alcoholic liver disease. All those who indulge in alcoholic abuse do not develop liver damage. The incidence of cirrhosis among alcoholic at autopsy is about 10 to 15%. Why some individuals are predisposed to alcoholic cirrhosis is not clearly known, but a few risk factors have been implicated. These risk factors are the drinking pattern of patient, genders, especially women, have more susceptibility to liver cirrhosis, malnourished patients, recurrent infections, some genetic factors, and hepatitis B and C infection, which all can lead to liver cirrhosis. Pathogenesis: direct hepatotoxicity by ethanol, hepatotoxicity by ethanol metabolites, that is, production of protein aldehyde adducts and formation of melan D dialdehyde acetaldehyde adducts, oxidative stress, immunological mechanism, and inflammation. Fibrogenesis is main event facilitating hepatic fibrogenesis is activation of stellate cells by various stimuli. First is by damaged hepatocyte. Second is by melan D aldehyde acetaldehyde adducts, by activated Kupffer cells, and direct stimulation by acetaldehyde. Increase redox ratio, retention of liver cell water and protein, hypoxia, and increased liver fat. Morphological features: alcoholic steatosis, which is fatty liver, alcoholic hepatitis, and alcoholic cirrhosis. This is normal liver. In cases of steatosis, in cases of steatohepatitis, then fibrosis occur, which leads to the cirrhosis, and then cirrhosis leads to the hepatocellular carcinoma. It is also showing the normal liver if with severe exposure causes hepatitis, liver cell necrosis, inflammation, Mallory bodies, fatty changes, about 10 to 35% of cases, which repeated attack causes cirrhosis of the liver with fibrosis, hip, hyperplastic nodules, about 8 to 20% of cases. And exposure to also causes steatosis, which is also known as fatty liver, fatty changes, perivenular fibrosis, about 90 to 100% cases, and recurrent exposure can cause cirrhosis of the liver in 8 to 20% of cases. Laboratory diagnosis: elevated transaminase increase in SGOT is more than that of SGPT. Rise in serum G glutamyl transpeptidase, elevation in serum alkaline phosphatase, hyperbilirubinemia, hypoproteinemia with reversal of albumin globulin ratio, prolonged prothrombin time and partial thromboplastin time, anemia, neutrophilic leukocytosis in alcoholic hepatitis and in secondary infections. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you all enjoy this session. If you have any query, please mention it in comment box. Thank you.